Recording.
Who signed off? Who?
Yeah, we got.
Miller.
Oh, yeah.
He said where?
Hey, Elijah.
Hello.
Rachel.
Something.
I got you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like get him.
Hi.
I'm stuck in here.
That's right, I'm moving out. And I do it every night. But it still works. And then I don't know.
Everybody is
Are you guys good?
Yeah, we're good. We good.
Hi. Hey, what's for dinner?
Hi, we got some awesome sandwiches. All kinds of things.
My favorite cheesecake. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Jojo.
Hi.
Bless you. Yes.
I'll pop.
Can you guys see the slideshow? No, right? I didn't share it yet. All right, let me share my screen. You can see it now, right?
Not yet.
Wow. They don't fit.
Oh wait, why are can you have the Shannon's conference on?
Oh, yeah. I forgot them.
Set on your desk too. Alright, everyone start. Please do this quick.
And then we walk past the camera while I eat another plate of food.
Go ahead, Kayla.
Why is that?
Okay, go.
I had to take one for the city.
They're only there because of food.
I don't know.
You need tongue, so all right, I was my breakfast. They make me in my room.
I don't know, but it's not sharing what she wants it to share.
Do you see the PowerPoint video? A PowerPoint?
No,
You guys don't see it?
no.
It says Shannon Pope has started screen sharing.
All right. Let's fix that, shall we?
Will you make him Miss Bueller her plate?
Will you make Miss Bueller?
Be careful carrying that.
Something is wrong with Zoom.
Careful carrying that.
It's all over me. Isabel, you are.
Y'all look like y'all could have been twins. Yeah.
I used to have them toenails.
I just called both of you peanuts.
That's why this isn't popping up.
There we go.
why the controls.
Your orders. You should have said, AO. I asked you on my way out the door, Brittany, you need to buy from the Dollar General.
Oh, geez, I clicked the wrong one. Wait, that's why it's not working.
You didn't sign in yourself?
It automatically signs in.
Okay.
See if you can see it now. Hopefully.
Then you had to be there for it.
Yeah, they were like,
And it was like,
so then pretty much just.
I don't know, everybody.
And then.
I don't know what to do with that situation.
I know, I was like,
Somebody else is recording. I'm recording.
Yeah, I wouldn't know-
but
I would
then
not
it was
know.
okay the next morning.
Come on,
Kobe
Grace,
told me
come on.
about it,
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys see the PowerPoint?
We can.
On Zoom? No? All right, I'm gonna.
No.
Apparently Zoom doesn't like. Can you see it now?
If he's off.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, you see the TV.
Very well.
See, it popped. Oh, because it's extended.
You say Brian?
No, it's okay. Happy birthday. A little sassy. How was your day?
Now can you see the PowerPoint? All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're cooking. Well, I'm gonna start.
Oh,
And we're gonna get moving. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start coughing while you guys are getting food. And everybody at home's watching, so they'll just watch you eat and look at the PowerPoint. Okay, so today we are going through first our super staff member of the month.
You got it.
This person, you can find even tones when addressing students. They've jumped in and embraced their new classroom environment. They have become a strong leader in their classroom, organized and dedicated to her position, training a flex teacher to jump in and share in the active twos classroom. And we want to say congratulations to Miss Madison. So all your things will be given to you tomorrow, except your flowers are right here, Miss Madison. And they didn't have any orchids left. So if I see orchids, I might get you one anyway. Okay, we want to welcome, we've already welcomed some of these people, but we didn't meet officially last month, so I want to make sure we do that. Takesha, she's working in room 3 with Miss Barbie. Hi, Miss Takesha. We have Miss Victoria in room 6.
What happened?
Jada,
can't hear.
What?
you can't hear me?
Nope.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me. You can't hear me at all?
Yes, very little.
What is happening? Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. And Miss Kyra is a flex teacher. We want to welcome her. She's homesick today. Miss Kara just started today. She's a flex teacher as well. Miss JoJo is a flex teacher and school age. She drives the bus in the afternoon and closes with Miss Ruby currently. Miss Raquel is a flex teacher and she'll be working with infants. And that's everybody. Welcome everybody. And if I missed anybody, I don't think I missed anybody new. Okay. September newsletter, Miss Ruby put it together. It's beautiful. It talks about Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day we did last year with Zoom. It's very easy. Make a Zoom, meeting. If you don't know how to do that, we can show you. It's very simple. You set up your phone on the time that you say you're going to have grandparents, 15 minutes with grandparents. Don't even have to do more than 15 minutes. And they kind of just watch your class in action. You can do stories, small group, whole group. You can have them just watch you guys in free choice, making sure that you're showing them what their kids every day is. So with that in mind, if you need help setting up Zoom, just ask us. It's going to be Monday, September 13th. The other things to keep in mind are picture day. Picture days are all listed on the newsletter as well as in the flyers that went home. And if they didn't go home yet, please make sure they go home tomorrow. Back to school night is this Thursday. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. Parents' night out is on the night of the 17th.
Another thing that might be a good idea for the grandparents' day, if you wanted to do it,
If
is a little tea party. In the classroom,
Yeah.
you can join on the other side.
Tea party is a great idea. Grandparents' teas, that's a good idea. So Class Dojo, every class should have Class Dojo. If you don't have it yet, download it today. If you need help downloading it, ask somebody who has it. One of us, we can help you. If you need support on how to work it or there's something that's giving you trouble, ask Ruby or myself. There's also tutorials and webinars. I put the link here, so when you get the PowerPoint, you can just go into the PowerPoint and click the link. It gives you tutorials and webinars, and it's very helpful. Learn all. Say it again. Mimi? Okay. Sample radio calls. We've been hearing some unique radio calls lately, so I just want to go over the basics. And if you don't remember, it's fine, but just to give you an idea of what to call when the time comes and you need us. Weather check. You can call weather check, please. That's very simple. Temperature of a child, temp check in room what? So we don't think you're talking about the temperature outside, or if you're talking about the temperature outside, you don't say temp check and we come running with the thermometer. If you're talking about being over ratio, that's not something we want to share publicly for when it happens, even though it'll be resolved as soon as we can resolve it. What you can call is admin to room such and such. We will come hustling and do the best we can. Sometimes if people call in last minute, it's very difficult for us to fill ratio on that moment that it should have been met. So we have to make sure the next person who comes in supplements the call out. Sometimes that means us in a room. Sometimes we have to wait for another admin to run the floor so we can go in a room. So there's a lot of moving parts, but if you tell us, we will do our best to make sure it happens and you get that ratio met as soon as possible. Need assistance with the student, admin assistance to room blank. So we know you just need our helping hand with somebody who may be having a moment and they need either you to step in and we just kind of monitor the rest of the class, or you want us to step in like Miss Ruby takes them to her area in the front and they may need to be away from their distractions in the classroom. If you need the kitchen aid, Miss Pam can help you from the hours of 6 to 11 and from 12 to 1. From 11 to 12, Miss Pam is very busy. So we all know she's trying to serve us all as fast as possible, 200 mouths to feed. So that hour of time, you can expect one of us, or you can wait till she's finished and she can help you with whatever you needed. If you do need extras, you can say extras to room blank. And if she has those, she will happily bring them to you. Have a general question or need admin to room blank when you can or when you have a chance. That way we don't have to come bolting if we're in the middle of something with another teacher or we're on the phone. We can come as soon as that is done. And bathroom break, easy bathroom break to room blank. So we know that you need to go potty and that's more of an emergency than say a question. Okay. Sharing responsibilities. Like we've said a few times now, our new mindset is co-teachers in the classrooms. We are not a fan of the lead and the assistant because when other people come from other centers, they've experienced leads and assistants, and the assistant always feels like they are the servant or the maid or the one who gets bossed around. And we don't really want that. We want teams in the classroom. We want partners. So if you are able to sit down together and talk about the A and B teacher relationship, doesn't mean somebody's always teacher A, doesn't mean someone's always teacher B. But to share those responsibilities, that can be tricky if you've never experienced that before. That's where Miss Ruby comes in. She's worked with a couple teams so far. Some teams have worked it out on their own and they've come up with some really great ideas. So if you just want the great ideas they came up with, you can come to us and we will happily share that with you. So they're sharing all responsibilities as co-teachers. We have a teacher A, B, and C chart. If you don't, I mean, no one really has 3 teachers unless you're the infant room for the small moment that they may have 3 teachers in there, but fill it out. And it's just a general idea of what's expected when you guys are in the rooms together. During rest, please try to clean out the cubbies and making sure that your trash cans don't have spilled milk all over them, that inside these little cubby spaces, Susan doesn't pull each and every one of them out. She does make sure that she pulls the furniture to get behind it now that we've established that. But if you just do 1 section a day during rest, then you'll know that there's no little critter leftovers and different crumbs and things that might attract critters. So keeping our rooms nice and clean will keep the bugs at bay. Opening teachers, before you leave, please try, and I know sometimes things get in the way, to take out the trash. Sitting it in the hallway now that parents are coming back in the building is really gross. So please take the trash out when you can. I understand if you're waiting for someone to come back from lunch, maybe they can take it out when they come back from lunch, but keeping the hallways clear of the clutter. I know if you don't need a material, you put it in the hallway, but sometimes we just think you're putting it there for somebody else, or you're putting it there because it's got pee on it. So that carpet stayed in the hallway for like 3 weeks because we thought it needed to be clean. So we kept putting it back in the classrooms. Madison's like, I don't want this carpet. So whoever put it in the hallway, we didn't know in the end where it belonged. So just making us aware of what the things in the hallway are for, what you'd like done with them, then we can make sure that it's free and clear the next day. And then also restock your room. If you're the opening teacher, you can go and grab the things that may not be gotten by the closer, because it may not be your co-teacher who's closing that day. Especially if they leave rather early too. You're leaving it up to chance to the people who leave at 5:30 or 6 to know that you might have needed more gloves. They're not going to have that on the closing checklist, so they may not go grab it for you. They're just going to grab kind of the basics, the things that we know every classroom pretty much needs.
There's a couple of bins of blankets in the hallway. Does everybody have what they need as far as blankets go?
I'm missing like 1.
Okay, one that you are short, or one that belongs to somebody specific?
No, it's just 1 I'm short.
Okay, you can grab one from there.
I'm still missing Cole Goodwin's blue and white sheet from our room. It's like a jersey cotton sheet that he brought from home.
And you checked the bins already, right?
I haven't checked that bin yet.
Check the bins that are in the
Okay.
hallway. If not,
Okay.
you can go around and ask the teachers, or
didn't
even
come
what
back
I
last
recommend sometimes is looking while they're down for a nap, because people aren't gonna know specifically what you're looking for. So if there's something specific you're looking for, try and go around to the other rooms while they're down for a nap, and then you can actually see. Somebody could have gotten it by mistake, didn't belong to somebody.
Yeah,
I
sure.
didn't want to
So you can
disturb
try
anyone
that.
during that.
And
time.
that's
why I
understandable,
haven't
but if
done
there's
that.
something
Completely
specific,
cut it again.
harder for us to try and find it when there's 200 kids
I'll
in
do
here
that
and
tomorrow
who
on
has
my
it.
lunch. I'll pop my.
So, but I would look in those
But I'm gonna
baskets
look at that
first,
bin
because they
first.
very well might be in those baskets.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
All
so I'm gonna give it another day or 2, and if everybody has all the blankets that they need, then we're gonna pack them away.
Are they in the hallway?
They're in the
Yeah.
hallway. Yeah.
Instructional coach support. I put this in last time, but I'm going to repeat myself. Miss Ruby is now our instructional coach. She was promoted to that position a while ago now, but just so everyone's aware, she is there to support teachers, new, old, seasoned, haven't stepped a foot in the center yet. She's there for everybody to help you grow, to help you learn, and to help you support one another. So if you need help, if you need support, she's the lady to ask. If you can't get in touch for Ruby for some reason, you can ask us to tell and relay the message to her. If Ruby doesn't know, she'll definitely outsource to technical assistance from one place or Martin Pitt. We're working with one place, we're working with Chantel, with Kim Peel, and they all have a position. So you should have at least met or spoke with Ruby about one of these people who can help guide you in your classroom. She's gonna help you with your training. Some people really need those trainings done. So she's gonna hunt you down and I will help her so that we don't surpass the time that's required. When state comes, we wanna make sure your paperwork's all in check and you don't get a write-up for not taking your trainings on time. Professional development plans for those in need who have had several reminders and they really just need that set professional development plan and that guidance from us and that check-in, those individuals will be revisiting them and they'll be held accountable for where they need to go. We have unfortunately had to let people go because of their professional development plans haven't been addressed. They've been given lots of time, and we just want to make sure we don't lose anybody else to that. Engagement and supervision. Engaged children, they are safe. Bored children, they find trouble anywhere they are. Eden wasn't watched for about 10 minutes the other day, and she went in and put all my makeup on, dropped everything all over the floor. And so I was scrubbing mascara and all kinds of nonsense off the tile. So she's normally a good kid for the most part. She just got bored. So bored kids find trouble. When they are having a conflict with somebody else, please get on their level and speak with them that way. Talking down to a child is not going to be received as well as if you bend down and talk to them, or come bring them to a chair. You are in a seated position and you're addressing the circumstances with them. Show them what's expected. If you're exhibiting kindness and even tones with your peers and your children in the classroom, they're going to model the same behavior. If you have an elevated, harsh tone, they're going to use that same tone. We notice children who bring it in from home. They bring the cuss words, they bring the harsh tones, they bring the agitated behaviors because they see that. They're gonna mimic what they know. So we're gonna say what we mean and mean what we say. If we say we're gonna clean up so we can go outside, so-and-so you're not cleaning up, the next time I have to ask you, you will have to sit when we go outside for 2 minutes because you're choosing now to play. Mean what you say. They go and they sit for those 2 minutes. It's not an empty threat. We are following through with the natural consequence. That's really important.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
the same thing for the toddlers?
Toddlers
Trying
are
to help-
different. They
I'm
can't
trying to
sit.
help them
We
with cleaning.
redirect. So with toddlers, if they are, whacking on each other or they bite somebody, we do have to redirect in toddlers, but we can show them what's expected. And we can say, we don't bite, use gentle touches.
No, like you were talking about with cleaning. I
Oh,
try to get them
clean,
to
yeah.
help.
We gotta make it
clean
fun for them.
Before we go
Yeah.
outside, but that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're little, I still try to get them to clean up.
Sure.
We have fun. And like, I'll hold the basket and say, hey, can you go grab that so we can put it in the basket?
Put in the basket,
I've
put in
seen
the
toddlers be
basket.
a whole lot better cleaners in school.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
Teachable moment.
It is.
What it is.
Yeah. Okay. And as you are more persistent, they're gonna pick up on it, and then the next teacher's gonna thank you. So if they need to sit, maybe that you need to sit with them, work with them and teach them, or if they're in a high state of, fight or flight, you might need to give them that moment so they can de-escalate and then address the situation with them. More teachers in the room, that's great. Everyone in the room should have a job. There should be nobody wandering the hallways or kind of chilling out on the side, watching kids. We're trying to be educators here. We're making sure that everybody who wants to gets their education so they can be respectable teachers and educators in our school. So if you see someone sitting on the sidelines, maybe suggest that they go work with so-and-so because they really need to learn their colors, and they can do it with play and blocks and manipulatives, whatever the case may be. When you're outside, please set up stations outside and making sure that you're supervising students. When your back is turned and you're talking over the fence, those kids aren't being watched. It's seen by the camera, and we're in big doo-doo if somebody gets hurt behind you. So please make sure you are always watching children. You can talk across the hallway to your buddy, across the playground to your buddy, whatever you want to do to pass the time. But playing with the kids is the best option. Running, making sure that you're engaging them that way. They have something that they are interested in. The playground is interesting enough, but sometimes they want a teacher to play tag with them.
You can also try and make sure that one person is by the playground climbing equipment, and the other one is on the other side of the playground, where you're just, out on the field or whatever.
Yeah, especially if there's a blind spot. Every playground now has a structure for the 3s and above. So when you're standing by the building, you can't see on the other side of the structure. So if there's somebody else on the other side of the structure, now you have a viewpoint on both ends, and teachers are watching children on both ends. And don't turn your back, please. Be strategic. If you're washing hands in the classroom, maybe turn your back to the wall and wash hands while you're still monitoring and supervising children.
I have a question about that.
Yes, ma'am.
So you mean setting up stations? So would you just put out like the Legos, and would you have them like do free choice? of which station they want to go, so it's not like.
Stations meaning where the teachers go.
Oh,
So
oh,
like I'm gonna
okay,
be
yeah.
here and would you mind going over there?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's a blind spot over there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
No,
misspoke
no,
with
you're-
stations.
you're-
We're in
I think
teacher mode.
there's- There's 2 people in the waiting room to join this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, waiting room. Oh, wait, it's this way. Oh, okay, I'm gonna take you guys on a trip, sorry. Where do I go for waiting room?
Your music, I'm sorry, it's just watching you too.
All right. All right, sorry, everybody who's in the waiting room. Thank you, Abigail. If you see someone else, let me know. Guiding children to avoid injury, we've already spoke about this a couple times now, but you always have a flat hand behind their back to guide them where they need to go. And be careful of shoulders and arm position. My husband Dan has had his shoulder dislocate, I don't know how many times, both of them, he's had surgeries on them, so he cringes every time he sees a parent grab their child and just guide them, but then the arms go up. And then at that moment, the arms go back and there's dislocation happening. And once it dislocates, you know, it continues to happen throughout your life. It's a thing that will happen. So we're making sure that when we're guiding children, you can hold their hand and guide them from the back. And if they're not willing to go when they drop to the ground, that's the moment you leave them, because we can't have a struggling child in distress and we can't hold them if they're struggling. That's something that state has told us. If you have a toddler and they are young enough to be held, then that's okay, because you're holding them and they're not flailing themselves back heavy enough to pull you down or themselves down.
What about when they turn to spaghetti?
When they turn to spaghetti and they're toddlers, you just hold with 2 hands.
Yeah, my son, when he was 2.5, my sister and my brother were playing with him and going back, well, no, I want, no, I want, no, I want. And he got a hairline fracture on his elbow.
Oh,
And I mean,
wow.
like, they weren't like yanking him, they were just playing with him.
Yeah, kids are resilient, but in those instances, anything can happen. And then I don't know why I wrote this. Oh, cleaning before you go outside. Typically, that's something a kid doesn't want to do. So guiding them and waiting before and proceeding to guide them outside after they clean, if they need to clean and you're having a struggle with the child, just call for us. We can monitor a kid cleaning, or you can stand back if you want to handle the situation, and we walk with the kids outside because we have to mean what we say. Oh, geez, Louise. All right, we're back in here. Okay. I'm in a lot of trouble today. First things families see are our playgrounds. They drive up. It's really the only thing a lot of our families see. We want to make sure that if there's a trash basket outside, it is emptied. We go outside in the morning and they're overflowing with cups from the previous day. It has rained. Everything is gross and sopping wet. Please make sure you dump them in a plastic bag. It's part of the closing checklist. If you are an opener and you have it upon yourself to go and clean out the trash from outside, great. Thank you so much for doing that. If you see broken toys, put them right outside the fence. Mr. John will see them and he'll establish if we can fix it or if we have to toss it.
There's a lot of toys on the playground in room 2 that are all getting dry rotted and cracking.
If they're gross, put them on the outside of the fence. We will evaluate them.
How do we see about getting new toys for the kids? Like,
We're gonna
can
see if
the
it can be
teachers-
fixed and then we'll get new ones for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the first thing that inspectors see when they come here are the playgrounds. They
Yeah.
pull up in the parking lot, literally go somewhere where they will sit in their cars and watch the people on the playground. So be aware that you at any point in time, and it doesn't even have to be an inspector, parents do the same thing. They'll sit in the parking
Yeah.
lot and they will watch. They'll watch their kids playing, whatever. So you gotta live life as if you are always being watched, because you are.
And
True
then you
dat.
got some of those parents that'll sit by the door and they'll wait for a couple seconds and listen before they walk
Sure,
in.
of course.
to hear what's
They
going
wanna
on.
hear.
Licensors always do that.
Raquel's in the waiting.
Thank you. Good eyes, everyone. Okay. Maybe she got kicked off because she was there before. Goodness to gracious. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Someone's microphone's on if they want to mute it or they want to say something. Whiteboards and classroom rosters. Now that you have your established classes for the school year, just make a copy of your meal program form and tape it to the back of your whiteboards. That way, whoever gets your students towards the end of the day, or even in the beginning of the day, they can write first and last names when necessary. When they're updating boards, they don't misspell a name. When they're writing incident reports, they know the full name of the child. Incident reports and behavior reports. Most of you have written them already. If you haven't yet, please ask someone who's been here when you're writing them. There should be a first and last name of the child, the date, your first and last name. You should sign it. And then all the little boxes should be checked of how the injury occurred. When at the bottom you're writing what are the next steps or what to do next time, we're going to probably say something to the effect of how to avoid the injury the next time. So if you need wording on that, just let me know, or Ruby or Joyce or Michelle, Brittany, someone who's been here, and then we can help you with that.
Also, remember, you never put down the child who did the hitting, the hurting,
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever the case may be. You don't even write he or her or she, whatever. It's always
The student.
another child, so and so.
Also on the witness line, so I've had some new people ask me that too, and I want to make sure I'm not telling them wrong. On where it says witness to the incident or whatever, unless you see it happen with your eyes, you don't put your name, right?
Correct. So
Not,
you
it's
don't
like, even if you're in the
actually
room, that doesn't
right,
count. It's
right.
like you have to watch it happen.
Because you have to be the one who states what occurred.
Right.
So if you're the witness, you saw what happened. If you're not the witness, you leave it blank, or you know, a student came, teacher was working with the group, something to that effect. Okay, so this is the ABC chart that some of us have seen. I put them on every table. If you'd like one, take one for your class. It's mostly for ages 2.5 and up. So any Eckers class. This means that if you have a child who has repeat behaviors and you really want to get them something, intervention, you want to get them therapies, you want to make sure that they get an IEP or an SST. I don't think you got that. Hey, no.
Hi, Aria.
Hi.
We were just kicked off. Here they are.
What, buddy?
Chocolate animal cookies.
You do have chocolate animal cookies. Hi.
Good.
Hold on, let me.
Shannon, you're muted.
I cannot hear.
Okay, sorry, I muted myself. So should we let more families in? We're going to weigh the response on Thursday with the families, but we wanted to ask you guys. I sent out the survey. It's a little poll. It's literally yes, no, or undecided. And then just click which one. We'll take the results and we will make an informed answer. It'll be the twos that will be the next step. So it's not everyone in the building, but we do want to work our way there. However, now with the Delta variant and everybody else and their mom getting COVID, we just want to make sure that we're making a decision that makes you guys comfortable and that makes families comfortable. We would eventually like to let everybody in, but you know, maybe we have to be patient. Okay, so that's the that is. Okay, so Becky Bailey, she does say some great stuff. She does say some things that I personally am back and forth about, but this video is awesome. I put it in last time. This one, she talks about something very specific. What you focus on is what you get more of. So in the classroom, we are all trying to educate our students. We're all trying to work with them. And just what she says in the next 2 minutes, I'd like you to watch. And then we'll talk about it.
The icon for the skill of assertiveness is a flashlight. In other words, where we focus our attention dictates our values. So we use a flashlight to kind of show that. And the power comes from the power of attention, which says what you focus on, you get more of. Say that with me. What you focus on, you get more of. So once we can hold that power, if you go back to the very beginning where we had that rope and we held onto that skill, it says, remind yourself, Becky, what you focus on, you get more of. Then you can really nail that skill of assertiveness. And then we can provide that concrete structure that's going to build healthy, successful children. All right. So one of the things I want you to do, just for fun of it, is get one of these. Now you can get these anywhere. These are a little headlight. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And I want you to wear it around for an entire week, just to show yourself what you truly focus on. So if I go, why did you hit her? Is hitting nice? Do we hit our friends? Why were you hitting? Tell me. I don't understand. Where's my focus? Where's my value?
Mimi has one on her head.
What do I teach to value? And I train them to find everybody in the room that's hitting, so they can come and say, they're hitting. So wear this thing for 1 week, and you'll be surprised at what you learn about yourself. Now, when I say you can use this to look outward, but you've also got to look inward. Where's your inner speech focused? Where's that? Because what you focus on, there you go. So I'm going to show you two scenes so you can see the contrast here. So come on up, Jenny and Mindy. Okay, in this particular case, Jenny, one of them is going to push each other. Let's see who's pushing. Whoa, it's Mindy. All right. So, Mindy, why did you push her? And why did you push her so hard? We're just doing a silly demonstration, but no, you had to push her hard. Push her so hard she fell into me. Why were you pushing? I wanted her to move. All right. So, where was my focus? Pushing. Constant pushing. What will I get more of? All right, let's try it again. All right, I'm getting out of the way. Like, Jenny, Mindy just pushed you. Did you like it? No. Tell her, I don't like it when you push me. I don't like it when you push me.
Sorry.
You want me out of the way, walk around me. When you want me to move, walk around me. There you go. There you go. Now, where's my focus? I went to the victim first, the one who got pushed. So you can either go to the aggressor first, which says, I value hitting, or I value hurting, or I can go to the victim first and say, I value healing. So I went to the victim saying, I value healing. I value those who get hurt. Also, where was my other focus? On the skill, walk around. I don't like it, walk around me. I don't like it, walk around me. You wanted her to move and you didn't know what else to do. Walk around her. And I'll reinforce it. So where my focus is constantly on what I wanted her to do. And we can make this shift, and this shift is essential if we're going to have, quote, nice children, because nice children know what to do, when to do it, and how to access it when they need it. All right, thank you, girls.
Okay, so thinking about what she was talking about in the demonstration, we pretty much see that every day. And you see it in all different age groups. This is more appropriate for ages 2.5, but you can accommodate it to work with toddlers. And the homework that I'd like you to focus on, you don't have to wear a headlamp like Mimi did just now, but you're welcome to try it. Where is your focus and your value? Try to notice what you do in the classroom. It's very hard to kind of self-reflect, but you can set up your phone and record what you're doing just for about a half hour, 15 minutes. Where are your values in the classroom? What are you addressing when you're with your students? Or you can do it for your co-teacher. What are they addressing? What are they noticing? What are they focusing on? And they'll do the same for you. And then you can meet during rest time and talk about it together. Evaluate your flashlight focus for the next week. What did you notice? And how did you change? So what was your focus on? And then maybe you need to make a change. Maybe you're doing all the right things. Okay, so Teach Scholarship, we do talk about this every time, but please make sure that you are keeping up with your study time if you wanted it. There's a study time form. I do have to sign it and I do have to submit it. That's how you get paid for your study time, 3 hours a week. If you need it, you have to tell us because we can't read your mind that you'd like study time. So please let us know. And any paperwork that needs to be submitted, goes through either Ruby or myself, and we'll just submit it on your behalf. There's a new digital form, a way to submit things, and we will talk to you about that. Yeah, in an individual basis, so that you understand how it's done and what are the next steps are for yourself. Anybody have a question? Yes, ma'am.
I still need some help with the contract. I tried to go on the computer this past weekend and do it, and because I'm so new to the just everything in general, I don't know where to find the information. So
Sure,
someone
we
can
can work with
please
you.
help me fill out my
Yeah,
contract.
tomorrow,
and then
come
and
find
I
either
made
one
an
of us.
extra copy, so I have 2 copies, one for me and one for you guys.
Perfect.
I just have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
The sheet that has the study time on it, do I just like write on it until I'm done?
I would
and
make
then
a
just-
original copy,
Okay.
and then you write on the
Okay.
copied version until you're done. It's 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
So whatever date and hours you
And then
sign
it'll
it
just be at the end, I'll give it to one of you guys.
at the end of the week. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, at the end of the week?
Yeah, every week.
No, you will have to hold on.
Just like you
don't
want If you don't submit it every week, it's at least by the end of the semester, and then they'll
Okay.
just reimburse us that.
I've only had 1 semester.
Okay.
So,
If
cause
you
it's
want to
just
just
like
submit at the end of the semester, be my guest. But you won't get the reimbursement of the hours until the paperwork's submitted.
Yeah, I figured as much, but okay.
You get a nice little check at the end then.
Yeah, I was shopping.
Okay, CPR training. Not going to lie, I was a little sad when I came on Saturday and Chelsea, who wasn't even on the CPR list, showed up to take CPR with me. There were 5 other people and there were different circumstances, totally understand. A lot of things happen and come up. Some people were sick, some people had things come up. I understand that. But you have to get your CPR and you have to renew it 90 days after your first day of employment. Sign up. I'm expecting you to attend. If you don't confirm that you won't be there the day before, we're gonna charge you $60 off your next check, because that was time that I had to prep, come in, get materials ready, take time away on my Saturday from my kids, thinking that I would have a class to teach, and I didn't, except for Chelsea. She's awesome. But you know, I was expecting a class of 5 to bang out that day. Now it's gotta be another Saturday or day after work.
And I can babysit for anyone who needs help
Thank you,
with
Taylor.
their kids.
Appreciate that.
I can volunteer for that, no charge.
Thank you. And if you do choose to take it at a third-party site, which is fine, if you want to go to Jacksonville and take it, that's your prerogative, but we're only going to reimburse $25 towards the class, because $25 towards the class that you would take externally. They could be up to $75. So I think taking it with me for free is a bargain. I just expect you to show up, and that's all I have to say about that. With Ruby, she's gonna pick dates for those who need the training, and then you guys will pick a new date, and I will be ready on that new date, waiting for you. Okay, trainings must get done. Finish your contact hours and coursework. All these links are great links. Ruby also sends you a paper if you need trainings, whatever way you want. Let's get them done, because there's a time crunch and state will come check files, and we don't want you to be the one who's not ready. Back to school night on Thursday. Okay, this Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30, we're asking that all teachers and staff, you're gonna be paid for working the event. Please dress professionally. Flex teachers will guide families through the building, and they'll go into the classrooms that they frequent. So if they are typically with toddlers and infants, they will be with those classes, or they will be guiding families to the classrooms. The basics, this is not a conference. This is not a time to sit with a family and spend 15 minutes talking about their kids specifically. If they want to do that, say, I'd love to talk to you more about Billy, but right now I do have to show everyone else around the room. So let's set up a phone conference. You can call the school during rest time. I'll happily talk to you, or set up a definitive time, whatever you want to do, however you want to make it work. But you don't have to be stuck talking about their kid for 15 minutes. That's at a separate time. This is your opportunity to welcome them and give them a tour of the classroom. Make sure there's tons of work on the walls these next couple of days. They're doing art, they're learning different things throughout the class. I know it's not great Eckers to hang up tracing activities or learning letters unless it's something that they've created on their own, but parents don't really know that. So you can put those up on the wall until Thursday evening, and then take them down for Friday and send them home. What they can expect in school this year, what are your learning goals for this age group? What should they expect to see? What should they expect to hear from their student? What are the daily routines, curriculum, and instruction looking like in your classroom? How do you handle social and emotional growth in your classroom? A lot of the things that you're doing now, they don't know happen on a daily basis. They don't know that when a child and another child are having a problem or an issue and they're fighting over a toy, how do you address it? Because maybe they'll model that behavior at home and reinforce it when they're home with their child. And if, like I said, they want to talk about their specific kid, then give them a conference time. And we're going to have parent-teacher conferences officially after you do your observational and anecdotal notes for each kid in November. And you'll learn about that in October. So you'll have a whole month to get the stuff done, assessments done. Picture days, 9:13 to 9:16. Every age and every class has their specific date. Teachers, you can get it done when your kids are getting them done, but I set aside Thursday so you can come in all fancy on Thursday and get your pictures done, and we'll go around and make sure everybody gets their picture. If you have questions about picture day, please ask. If your parents have questions about picture day, ask us. It's going to be the first group will get their siblings to join them. So for example, Monday is infant. So anybody who's a sibling of an infant that day will go with their infant sibling, get their individual picture and the sibling picture. So they don't have to redress for that. We will go seek out the siblings. You can remind us who has siblings. That would be helpful, but we'll get them. They can take their picture together. Ages 3 and older, we're asking that you bring up half at a time. So you'll have, 9 sitting in the hallway and we'll bang them out because they're fast. They smile on command. And then the other group will come down with the other co-teacher. Now, if there's only one of you in the room for some reason, everybody's homesick in the building, you got one teacher in your classroom, we will of course support you and help those kids get their pictures taken. And then younger than 3, we're just going to pull you one or two at a time because they take a while to get them to smile. And then you're going to get your IDs. So if you see people walking around, well, these are from the spring lady, but if you still see people with their fall from last year cards, they're going to look just like that from Life Touch, and you put them with your key cards. Because you look real official that way, and you get discounts everywhere you go. Questions or comments? We always have an open door policy. So even though the door may not be open, because I'm like pumping behind the door, you can still message us, you can still call us, you can come seek us out. Just let us know that you want to talk about something and we're there for you. All hours of the day even. I've been answering messages and I'm happy to do it because that means that you felt heard. We can at least address what you're concerned about and you can come back to work and have that weight off your shoulders.
If you feel uncomfortable talking about it for some reason, there's also a suggestion box up front. Just write it down and slip it in there. We don't look at it every day, but we will then at least see it. If for some reason you feel uncomfortable, that's totally legit. You got no problem with that.
Sure.
Hey, Shannon.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
hear me? Okay, it's cool. I wasn't sure. Anyway, how or where do I go to sign up for the CPR class?
Ruby's going to have another sign up sheet, so you'll see it by the mailboxes and the schedule. And when she gets a general consensus of what date works for everybody and what time, then she'll put it up there to sign up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know, and we'll put it through Messenger or on the email if you're not on Messenger. Anybody else have questions? I appreciate everybody coming who came. There's dessert behind me, so help yourself to that.
There was one thing I wanted to let everybody know while we're all together. There are a few rooms that I was working with trying to get the kids down. There are a few kids, they're all a lot of new kids, and sometimes they can be a struggle going down. A lot of them don't nap the parents, so a lot of them can be a struggle going down. If anybody has children that you're having a problem putting down, talk to me. I'd be more than happy to come in and help you out.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm not staring because you aren't the only one. There are several questions.
I do have to say all of our kids now.
Hey.
Do they always?
No.
But you know, I mean, like I've been doing this for a long time, and there are certain things that you can do to get them set up better to sleep. Just by in the very beginning letting them know that you are paying attention to them. Because if you put them all down and then you sit down, they know you're not paying any attention to them. And that's when they're gonna get up and be all over the place. I personally, and I'm not telling anybody how to run their classroom, because if it works for you, go ahead and do it. But I personally am not a believer in having that means you got 4 hands. You can't have 12 packs. You can't have 12 packs. You were 2. That means those other kids are either roaming around.
I only got my toddlers to go down without bus pads and backpacks as of last week. I just walk around.
There are certain things that you can do, and I'm more than happy to work with anybody who needs a hand. It really does work. Another thing you can do is put them so that their head is further away from you. I kind of stand in the middle of the room so I can see them all, and then I can tell them, so-and-so, put your head down, please. So-and-so, please don't kick the wall. It's down, and so on and so forth. But I put them so that their head is further away, because they are going to be watching you to see if you're paying attention. And if they're watching you and their head is here, they're looking up like this. They're straining to keep themselves awake. If their head is that way and they're looking at you, their eyes are already halfway closed. They will go to sleep faster. So
Proven
little
science.
things like that you don't really realize, it makes a difference. But just consistency. If you invest 15, 20 minutes in the beginning of your nap time to get them down and get them to sleep, you're gonna have a lot longer and more peaceful nap time.
A lot more work done too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if anybody would like any help, any suggestions, I can come in, I can work with you, see what might not be working or what you might be able to switch around. Where the kids are very often makes a huge difference. Just let me know. Okay?
And there was a chat going on, so I just want to highlight some things. Parents' night out, if you don't know what that is, that's a night when the parents can go out. We supervise the children. 2 staff members or more, if we have a big turnout, get chosen to work the event. They get all the funds that are from the event. It's $20 per child. So if we have 20 kids, that's a good chunk of change per person. And we use the leftovers from the week to serve for dinner. The people who run the event are responsible for making sure that it runs smoothly and that they clean up the space after they're done. So it's a good way to make some side income if you'd like to. And then Amy wanted to highlight Raquel because she did what Becky Bailey was speaking about in the classroom today, and she wanted to applaud her for that. So yay, Raquel. And woohoo! And yeah, so if you're not going to be here on the picture day for teachers, you are welcome to come any other day. If a child's not going to be there for the class picture day, the specific day, just give the parent another option and tell us so we know to track that kid down, because we don't want them to miss picture day.
Question about that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the week that I'll be gone, and I just had my picture though, so is it good?
You're
still?
fine.
Okay, good.
As long as you got an idea. We're
Okay,
good.
cool.
I mean, it's not like we have a yearbook or anything.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Has anyone brought this like Michael's and got the actual discount? I'm too afraid to go.
I used the one that we got from Life Touch, which isn't even this official. It was remember, it was a paper one, and it
Yeah.
worked.
Okay.
The Michael's one worked, yeah.
I didn't use mine at Michael's, but I used mine at the Tiki ice cream store in Surf City.
Dude, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I'm about to use that.
I didn't even know.
They give you a free one? All right. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Aria, goodbye. Bye. All your blown kisses. Mwah.
Good girl.